Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Kabir Considers. In this video, we're going to react to Joe Rogan's top 5 most heated moments. Joe Rogan, he's probably the king of podcasts at the moment. He's been doing them for such a long time. He's probably put out thousands of episodes, of the Joe Rogan Experience. But there's got to be guests that, he disagreed with. I'm sure there's plenty of those, but, it's rare, I think, to see him get angry. So I don't think I've ever seen him angry, really. I've seen him disagree with people while doing the UFC commentary, but I've never seen him actually lose it. So this should be quite an interesting one.
Throughout 14 years and nearly 2,000 episodes, we've seen just about every side of Joe Rogan. But on occasion, things get a bit tense. So here are the 5 most heated arguments in JRE history. Kicking things off, we've got Dave Portnoy and Rogan debating if Tommy Fury is a real boxer or not.
Fury is not a real boxer.
Of course he's a real boxer.
No chance.
He's a professional boxer.
I saw Tommy Fury box. He is not a boxer.
Well, he's definitely a boxer.
Well, he puts on gloves.
He's definitely a boxer. Here's Tommy Fury. You telling me this guy doesn't look like a boxer? You're out of your mind.
Who's he fighting?
But I don't give a dude. Look at this. Look at this. He's fighting a professional boxer. The guy's fighting looks good. Dude, you're crazy if you don't think Tommy Fury's a
I don't
boxer.
think-
Look at that uppercut. Shut the up, dude.
No.
Shut the up. Watch this.
Find
Look,
the
just
Tommy
look at
Fury.
this.
Find
Dude.
the Tommy Fury fight on the
Shut
Jake
the
Paul card.
Shut the
This
up.
guy cannot.
Please shut the up and watch this. Watch what he's doing. This motherfucker is 100% a boxer.
Can you find me the record of
watch
Volkanovski?
this. Stop.
Jesus Christ. Joe, chill.
This. Watch this. Look at this. Look at this.
What is
This
that?
guy's boxer,
That
man.
doesn't prove anything. Find me the record of Volkanovski.
Just look at this.
And even though Dave refuses to believe Fury is legit, Rogan continues to prove his point despite Portnoy's hard stance.
Tommy Fury is 100% a legit boxer. You're out of your mind if you don't. Look at this.
What
Look
is
at that right hand.
That was in slow motion.
No,
I
it's
think.
not in slow motion.
I think you slowed that down.
No,
I didn't do anything, but this is a highlight reel.
This is a
This is a
highlight
highlight
reel.
reel.
But look at his highlight reel. Look at his highlight reel. He is 100% a legitimate professional boxer. If you don't think so, you're just being a hater. Just watch some of this. Dude, this is legit boxing. Watch this. You're out of your mind if you don't think this. Look at this.
Can we
Shut
rewind
the fuck
that
up
one?
and look
Can
at
we
this.
rewind and to show the punch that guy in the red trunks threw? That was
Because the guy's already rocked.
No, he wasn't rocked
Yes,
when
he
he threw
was.
that.
He absolutely was. He'd already been pummeled.
Now, despite them agreeing,
The thing with Tommy Fury, he is a legitimate boxer. He is. He's not a very good boxer. Like, his level is clearly not world level, but he is a legitimate professional boxer. He is. You can't really deny that. Like, he's a professional boxer. He is.
to disagree on Fury's
just not
skills,
very
his
good.
take by Dave on Jake Paul's future fight with Tommy definitely didn't age too well.
I hope they fight because I'll put my net worth on Jake Paul.
What if Tommy Fury boxes him up? What are you going to do then?
He won't. He
You
won't.
don't know that. You don't know
I
that.
was at the fight, the Jake Paul fight in Cleveland. Tyrone Woodley won, and Tommy Fury fought on that undercard. He was the worst fighter I've ever seen.
Now, from disagreements over boxing to questioning if the earth is round, this next argument with Eddie Bravo would test Joe's patience.
Where's the pictures from NASA? How come they don't have any?
They don't have that space. That
Oh, they
kind
don't
of,
have the technology?
No, they just never did it.
They also don't give
Eddie,
a fuck about proving it's round.
These
Eddie, they
Japanese
don't-
pictures, I've seen them. Put them
They
up.
don't
They're
have
terrible.
that kind of
Show me a
space
real
satellite.
picture. Show me a real
But
picture.
listen, NASA
Find
does
it.
not have one of those satellites.
Fake.
Why do you think that's fake?
That's fake as
Why does it look fake?
It
as
looks like something you'd see in a movie.
That's because when they do it in a movie, they try to make it look like this, which is what
man.
looks real.
If that's real to you, man, shit.
You don't think it's real?
They faked 6
Eddie,
moon
Eddie, dude,
landings.
stop saying that because it's irrelevant. We're not talking
It
about the
looks
same
like- it
people.
looks fake to me.
Eddie, that's 1969. We're talking about 2017.
That looks fake
So
as
you think there's some gigantic conspiracy involving the Japanese government where they put up a fake picture of the Earth from 22,000 miles up every 10 minutes? High resolution,
Yes.
downloadable
Yes.
photo. You think
Yes.
it's fake?
Not
Is there a
flat.
photo of this flat Earth?
No, I don't. Like I.
Man, if any of you guys think the earth is flat, please put it in the comments because I would actually genuinely love to debate it. I don't personally think the earth is flat. It's clearly not flat. There's so many instances where there's live footage where you can see the rotation and curvature of the earth. Like, I think you can go on YouTube right now and type in ISS, which is the International Space Station, live camera, and it shows you the earth spinning. Come on. And I know people are going to say, oh, it's a fake channel, it's CGI. Who's going to bother doing that, man? Why? What do they get from it?
But again, there's no photo of the flat Earth from space. There's no photo of the round Earth from
That's
space.
not true. That's not true.
It's all fake.
No, why do you say they're fake, though?
There's-
What
they
evidence?
look fake. They look CGI.
But you're not an expert in imagery.
And despite Rogan's best attempts trying to convince Eddie the Earth is round, things would continue to heat up when Jamie pulled up an article disproving one of Eddie's points.
So this thing that you keep repeating is
Okay.
and this thing that you keep, but don't, no.
Hey,
'cause
where did you get this information?
Jamie.
Where'd you get it?
Where'd I get what?
This information. What is this coming from?
It's coming off the internet.
Exactly.
American
So
Jour- the
you're
American
reading
Journal-
some information. I'm reading some information
Slow down,
off
slow down.
the internet.
Slow
You
down.
didn't go to the
Slow
library.
down. Slow
Oh, it's
down.
on Wikipedia.
Just slow down.
Eddie, stop
There's
doing that.
sources here. There's a book called the American Journal of Science. I'm sure that a lot of
Which
people
is
respect
which is
that.
bought and paid for.
Well, maybe.
It's
But
bought and paid
why?
for it. It's
But
part of that.
Here's the thing, Eddie.
It's
why?
like the Washington Post.
Eddie,
All you gotta do
no,
is look
Eddie, they're
into it.
not. They're
It's
not.
huge.
They're
Flat
not
Earth
getting
is
knocked
huge.
down. That's why we just read this thing that you've been citing, and you didn't even understand it when we were reading it. But that's how
You read off the
complicated.
internet.
Where the
I
fuck
read
am
it
I
off the
supposed to
internet
read it?
too. I read it off
I
the
don't have
internet
any
too.
books here. I'll go find the encyclopedia if you
No,
want
we're both reading
and
off the
print off-
internet. We're both getting our information off the internet.
Even though Joe couldn't convince Eddie the world was round, Rogan and this next guest have a bit more in common.
Someone like Eddie, this is the thing I've realized about people. If somebody wants to believe something, you're never going to move them. You're never going to move them from that. They need to be open-minded and open to being corrected. If they're not, nothing you can say will change their mind. Nothing. So there's just no point in doing it.
When it comes to the dimensions of our planet, but they do get into it over Christianity's role in society.
Everywhere that doesn't have a strong Christian heritage is a f***ed up place with bad morals.
That's a ridiculous statement. That's a ridiculous statement.
That's a
Everywhere
ridiculous
that
statement.
doesn't have Judeo-Christian values is a f***ed up place.
I think that, yes, I think it should be perfectly reasonable, respectable thing to say that our culture is better. I believe our culture is better
Our
than everywhere
culture,
else in the
the
world.
culture of Christians.
I think
Christians that are running around doing ketamine and each other.
European and American culture, which is based on Judeo-Christian values, is better than other cultures. I think it's uncontroversial to say so.
But what's based on Judeo-Christian values about being a good person?
Ultimately, our
It has
sense,
nothing to
ultimately,
do
our
with
sense
the
of right and
myths
wrong comes
involved.
from the Bible.
What?
It does.
What comes from the Bible?
Ultimately, our sense of right and wrong comes from the Bible.
Our sense of right
I
and wrong. The only way that a person could have ethics and morals and
I think today our sense of right and wrong is it comes from law. Like it's what's legal, and obviously what parents, the values that they instill in the child. Back in the day, maybe it was religion. I don't know.
No, I didn't say the only way.
Don't you think
I said
that
this,
people
no, I didn't say the only way.
understand what's
I said
good
this
and what's
specific-
bad? Listen, if we're going to have a conversation, we can't keep talking over each other like this. When someone's trying to make a point about something that's
Go ahead,
complex
go ahead,
like
go
this, if you think that the only way for a person to have ethics or an understanding of each other or compassion for each other is to rely on ancient myths that are easily scientifically
I didn't say
disproven,
that.
well, that's what Christianity is.
No, I didn't say that. I
Well,
said that
that's what the Bible
I
is.
said the specific set of values that you have is influenced more than you would like to admit by your Judeo-Christian
What's
heritage.
it? It's influence.
That's a good point. I mean, a lot of the things that are law are influenced heavily by religion. Like that's true.
By
There
a
are certain
horde of
things that
different
I think all of
And the conversation takes a turn towards Milo's sexuality as the two debate the role it plays in his arguments.
But who you are, being a gay
It's not
man
who I am, it's
that's
how I behave,
promiscuous,
it's what I do.
But
And
that is prohibited in the Bible.
Yes, but I agree that it would be better if I didn't behave like this, and if I could
Do you
choose to
really?
be
So
heterosexual,
you're a
I would do so.
self-loathing homosexual.
No, and I won't have this. You need to read a wonderful essay by Brit.
No, I don't need to read shit. I need to know what the you're saying.
Okay, so Bret Easton
Because
Ellis
what
talk-
you're saying is who you are is
No, it's not who
it's
you
prohibited
it's not
in the
who
Bible.
you are, because I don't think my sexuality is an important
It's
component
a
of my
huge part of you. You talk about it all the time.
Well, I
it's a
talk
massive
about it all
part
the
of
time,
what
yeah.
we've talked about on the show.
I think
It comes up anytime you want to make a funny point. It comes up anytime you
true,
want
I
to
do rely
define
on
your
it. I do rely on it for humor,
sexuality
don't I?
or your urges or
I do rely on it for
your
humor.
decadence.
I think
you
I think
jump
people-
to it because
I
I think it's you.
Now, while Joe was sober through
Wow. I mean, damn, that one got heavy. It did.
other arguments, this one with Steven Crowder would be influenced by alcohol, which might have led Rogan to get a bit more fired up than usual.
First of all, I wrote about what the source
First
is
of
there,
all,
the original study.
just because someone gets in an accident and they're high,
See, you're-
because hold on, stop.
No, hold on a second. This is-
you
because you just
interrupt
run-
way too much.
No,
You need to stop.
you talk in
hold on a
paragraphs.
second. No. I don't talk in
Go ahead.
paragraphs. I make full points. If people are high a lot and the same amount of fatalities exist, but the people people that get checked once they get into these accidents happen to be high, it does not necessarily mean that marijuana caused those fatalities. It could be that you have an increased incidence of people doing marijuana and altercations that could not have been avoided.
It could be.
So all these things are good. Marijuana is one of the things that are good. And don't shore, man. Just like you don't shore turmeric, you don't shore ginger, you don't shore a reduced sugar diet. All those things that reduce inflammation are good for you.
I don't buy that smoking marijuana would be as beneficial as a reduced sugar diet. And my point is that people
you
get so
might be-
offended
you
by
might
me
be
saying
correct.
that and saying, but if you want to smoke, go ahead.
You might be correct,
Shouldn't be
but
offensive.
it doesn't matter because it's not a contest to see what's the most beneficial.
And things would continue to heat up as they dive deeper and deeper into this topic.
What are they arguing? I'm trying to get to the underlying point of that each person's making. So I'm guessing Joe is saying that if somebody crashes their car and they have THC in their system from smoking, it wasn't the THC necessarily that caused the accident. I don't know.
Until eventually they reached a boiling point.
You're the guy that thinks people should be able to do whatever. You're a free
Yes,
market guy,
that's
right?
what I just said.
So if you're a free
Smoke
market
pot.
guy, why wouldn't you be in support of something, whether it's the most
I just
beneficial
said I am.
or equally
I just
beneficial?
said I am.
But you're not necessarily because
I
you're
am.
you're
But
denying.
because
you're
right now of the
denying-
chemical
Hold on,
compounds-
face. You're
Whoa, watch it, watch
denying.
it.
Whoa! Oh no! Oh God! Keep it civil, guys.
It's been a good
Come on,
conversation.
We're friends. I'm just joking. Since marijuana legalization, highway fatalities in Colorado are at
Well, hold on a
near
second.
historic lows.
You haven't bringing up the source that you want to find.
Washington
Bring up the
Post.
study right there. Yeah, Washington Post. Bring up the study that we wrote. We wrote about it on our website.
Look, I don't care about your website, you f***. Since marijuana legalization, highway fatalities in Colorado
Since you
are
called me a
at
hold on a second.
near
Since you called me hold on a second. Since you called me a
Jesus Christ!
and you do this with the crazy lady at a comedy
come
club,
on, buddy, I
you
like
think if
you.
you scream enough that it makes a point. My point is, I don't care
don't
about
think
it.
that if we
Smoke
scream
up.
enough-
And you just said I was interrupting. You're interrupting now and screaming.
Because
I don't
Jamie
care about it
put
enough.
up a post and you're not.
But I don't
you're
buy
ignoring
that
it.
it's as valuable as a low sugar diet. And the fact
Doesn't have to
the
be
fact
as
that
valuable.
you can't have a conversation about this as civilly as you did every other issue tells me that there's
not true.
there's a problem. This
It's not
is
true.
this is a TNT powder keg.
I can.
This
The
issue
problem
with
is,
pot.
I get very defensive when people start talking over me.
Now, while Joe isn't as fiery
But Joe, you were talking over him. But I guess it's Joe's show.
/ argument, he does take a hard stance against Candace Owens and her beliefs about climate change.
You don't think we have to care about the environment? Like, what do you,
No, not even a little bit.
not even a little bit? Because if you want to
What?
step outside of the scientific consensus,
Right.
which is vast and involves 10,306 scientists, and just say, I don't believe in it,
Yeah.
even if you're right, you don't have enough information to say that.
Right. No,
you
and-
might
but,
be
but that's what I
correct,
said. But that's the whole
But you're
point.
saying you don't believe
I
it.
don't. Yeah, I would have to have some.
She's saying she doesn't believe in climate change? Really?
Down and convince me that it was real. I personally don't believe it. That's okay.
but why-
It's good to
but-
start
but
at a
here's the
place of
thing.
not believing something.
No, it's not.
You think you should start with believing everything.
No, it's not believe either or. Not believe yes, not believe no.
Yeah.
But don't say you don't believe.
Yeah.
Learn about it.
Yeah.
Learn about it and then have an opinion. But you're stating this opinion without having any real understanding of
Right.
what climate.
I mean, she's entitled to not believe in things. Doesn't make her right, but if she doesn't want to believe in climate change, she doesn't have to believe in it. Like, although there's lots of data that shows us that it is happening, if she doesn't want to accept that, she doesn't have to. But I mean, I wouldn't call her an intelligent person. But then again, it's people have free will. You know, people have free
And he
will.
presses harder on Owens, hoping to eventually get her to look at the topic a bit more objectively.
There's a big difference between measuring the CO2 levels in the atmosphere and deciding whether or not there's an afterlife.
Right. I'm sorry that I just don't believe. I don't believe in global warming. I'm happy to.
You're allowed to
Yeah,
not believe in it.
that's all I've
But
been
my
trying to say. Is I
problem
don't
is
believe in it,
you're-
but I have not.
You're an influencer.
Yeah, but
and you're a very bright person.
But if somebody had asked me, like at a place where I'm influencing on a college campus, what's your opinion? I would say I have none.
I bet you would say I don't believe in it, like you just did.
That is absolutely not.
But you
that's
just
not
did
true.
it.
There are so many instances where you could watch this, just like, and you can ask Dave Rubin when he asks me a question. I say I don't have an opinion on it.
About a different subject,
But yeah,
perhaps.
because you and I are having a conversation one-on-one. I'm not sitting here to try to. I don't go on campus talking about global warming because I don't have an opinion on it.
Man, whew. Those got really heated. Like, at first I thought, Joe's, he's not going to get angry. But man, he did on some points. And it's fair enough. In fact, I actually applaud that because, you know, the easy thing to do would be to keep calm, worry about what sponsors would think, you know, the platforms that he's uploading these videos to. But he is true to himself, and he's not going to just, you know, kowtow to someone else's opinion because it's going to make for a more, I don't know, listenable podcast. Like the Eddie Bravo one, it's shocking to me. I mean, do you really not think the Earth is round? Like, I mean, with the amount of footage that multiple space agencies, multiple nations of scientists, you know, have got, you know, it's not as if let's take, for example, America, Russia, and China. Obviously, the relations between all three are not great, but all three have conclusively said the Earth is round. I mean, just what do we have to gain? What's the incentive of lying to the public about the curvature of the Earth? I'm just trying to understand why would they do that? What do they get out of it? Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.